Ever struggle to make text on your images stand out without ruining the photo? Today, I'm going to show you how to seamlessly add overlays to your images using Photoshop. So your text pops and your visuals stay stunning. Hi, I'm Dr. Pooja Jaisingh, and in this tutorial, I'll guide you through a simple yet powerful technique to enhance your images using overlays in Photoshop. Whether you are creating an e-learning screen, social media graphics, or digital art, this technique ensures that your text is always legible while keeping your images vibrant. I've already created this Photoshop file which has two layers. The bottom layer is the image, which serves as the background. On top of that is the text layer. As you can see, the text is hard to read because it blends into the busy background. In this tutorial, we are going to fix that by creating an overlay that makes the text pop while keeping the image visually appealing. We also need to create some breathing space for the text. So let's adjust the image layer. Select the image layer and move it slightly to the right. This adjustment creates some empty area where we can position our text later. It's important to make sure that the focus of your image isn't cropped awkwardly. For example, here part of the subject's hand goes out of the frame, but that's okay. It is helping balance the composition. Next, we'll fill the empty area we just created. Using the rectangular marquee tool, I'll draw a selection around the empty space, making sure to include a few pixels from the existing image. This step helps Photoshop understand the context and extend the image seamlessly. Now, click the Generative Fill button and without typing anything, click Generate. Photoshop will give you three options to choose from. Take a close look and pick the one that blends best with your image. If none of the options work, click Generate again for more variations. Don't worry, Photoshop won't complain. For this tutorial, I'll go with this option. If you notice any visible seams or odd distortions like misaligned patterns or awkward objects, you can redraw the selection and try again for better results. Now let's create our overlay. On a new layer, I'll use the gradient tool to add a gradient. For the gradient colors, I'm setting the background to black because it helps create contrast. For the foreground color, I'm sampling a light shade directly from the sky in the image. This ensures that the overlay looks natural and blends seamlessly with the overall composition. Next, I'll draw a line from left to right to apply the gradient. You can adjust the angle of the line depending on your design. Horizontal for a clean look or diagonal for a more dynamic feel. Don't worry if it doesn't look perfect yet. We'll refine it in the next step. To make the overlay blend naturally with the background, we'll change the gradient layers blending mode to screen. This mode works perfectly here because it makes the darker areas of the gradient transparent while keeping the lighter colors visible. Now you can see the text popping out clearly without overwhelming the background. If the overlay feels too strong, adjust the opacity of the gradient layer until you're happy with the look. This gives you fine control over how much the overlay affects your image. If the gradient feels off, you can redraw the line to adjust its alignment. For example, try matching the gradient's horizon with the natural lines in your image. You can also experiment with opacity or even add a slight blur to the gradient layer if you want a softer look. These little tweaks make a big difference in the final result. And that's it. With these simple steps, you can add beautiful overlays to your images and make your text stand out effortlessly. No more struggling with unreadable designs. Now it's your turn. Try this technique and let me know in the comments. What's your go-to workflow for making text stand out in your images? I'd love to hear your tips and ideas. Thanks for tuning in and happy creating. See you in the next video.